Welcome back everyone to this episode of ChatGPT Prompts Master Series. If you haven't already watched the introductory video right here to learn about the course structure, this will be the first video on tips and tricks for ChatGPT, and I'll show you two different tricks here, which one is going to be feeding the prompts with a certain style, which is a typical example of a few short prompts, and I'll show you how that works, and I'll show you an example that I use a lot. It's called step by step. So yeah, let's jump in. Here I have a prompt that I use often for creating Twitter posts, and it starts like most of my other prompts where I'm asking ChatGPT to assume a role where it's a professional Twitter content creator with 10 years of experience, and it will help me create engaging and detailed Twitter thread step by step. Let me know if you want to see a deep dive video on this. But anyway, so for step one, I'm asking it to ask me about a topic. So for example, here it says, okay, I understand. What topic would you like me to create a Twitter thread on? For example, say I have a company like Midjourney, and I'm asking it to write the product launch post for Twitter. So when I do this, you'll see that it gives me 10 relevant hashtags and asking me to choose 5 of them. Now let's say I choose these 4 hashtags like shadow art, AI art, creative AI, and art and technology. And now, so this is where I want you to pay attention. So the third step here is once the hashtags are received, you will ask me if I want a certain style. I can either tell you no, and in that case, you'll generate a thread with the information you've received so far, or I'll provide you with examples, maximum of 5. In this case, you will take those examples and retrain your model with the writing style and then generate the thread, right? So now why this is important is this is the real case and I'm launching a product. I would sort of look at, say, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, Dolly, right? And I would see how they introduced their product. You know, if the Twitter thread performed really well, I'd want to take maybe some of those styles and then feed this right here in order for it to sort of generate something that will typically be along that line. Now, ChatGPT is already like, if you ask it to generate an engaging post or whatnot, it will do so. But if you know that something has worked before already, it just makes so much more sense because people are already psychologically tuned to it, right? So now if you just feed it those styles, it just does so much of that work for you, right? So for the sake of the example, I just want to show you how it works, right? So I'm going to a new chat, get ChatGPT to just generate 3 different Twitter posts in a certain style. And say, for example, I'm asking you to generate 3 random Twitter AI art product launch threads and title them example 1, 2, and 3 because I want to feed it in that way. And then I'm saying that maintain a funny tone overall where you'll be sarcastic about your company. Say, for example, you have a company that just does that and works for some reason. It just promotes engagement. So that's maybe the style that you want to copy, right? All right, so you have 3 examples created here. I'll just copy these and paste it here. And I say, here are the styles. As you can see, here are the 3 examples. There you go. As you can see, the entire Twitter thread is now created. It does have the same thing. Don't worry about the competition. Our AI is way smarter than theirs. We're miles ahead of the game in no time. And it basically follows that style of writing. So just keep in mind that you can always use ChatGPT to create engaging posts. But if there is a certain style that you really like or you think works, or it could also be your previous Twitter posts, and you just want to make sure that when you're using ChatGPT, it doesn't sound like somebody else is talking, right? And you want to just feed it all your styles to make sure the model is now trained with that style and just creates the engaging posts, but then in your way of talking. Again, you can just like pretty much rewrite the prompt from the video itself, or you'll find it in the link down in the description below. All right, the next one that I want to show you, it's called a step by step. This is a very simple trick, but has so much value. Now, I'll never use the GPT 3.5 model to do any kind of math riddles just because the reasoning is not as powerful. I just use GPT-4 for those. But say, for example, if you had like a math riddle and you want it to not just give you an answer, but you want it to sort of work step by step, all you have to do is just showcase your thinking process step by step. And this way, it doesn't generate a regular response for you, but it generates them step by step and also works on it step by step. Now, I mostly use this for prompts. Let me show you with this example itself. Obviously, there's a lot of instructions here, and it does say that, okay, I understand. I'm not sure if it really understands everything clearly, right? So what I can do is I can just hit edit, and I can go here and put something like, before we proceed, also break this prompt down step by step and showcase your thinking process. Now, again, you can use this with anything. I mostly use it as a way of confirming whether ChatGPT understood the prompt that I gave it, and I'll see what I mean in a second. So you can see this is my prompt, and it's just breaking down that prompt and showing me how it will work on it step by step and what it understood. So now I know, okay, clarify the topic. The first step is creating an engaging Twitter thread. You clearly define the topic. I'll ask you to provide me the topic that you want to create the thread about. Great, understood the first point. Now identified relevant hashtags. Like, I didn't say that identify relevant hashtags. It just understood that. It says once we have the topic, I'll identify 10 relevant hashtags and then help you promote the thread and make it more discoverable. I will then ask you to choose the ones you prefer. Beautiful. So it really understood what I want the relevant hashtags to be about, and then ask about style, right? So after we have the topic and hashtags, I'll ask you about the specific writing style for the thread. And if you do not have a particular style in mind, I'll use my expertise to generate the thread based on the information you've given me. If you do have a specific style in mind, I'll ask you to provide 5 examples that I can use to train my model to generate the thread with the preferred style. Absolutely perfect, right? This is exactly what I want to do, and this is exactly what it understood. Now generate the thread, so it'll generate it and then review and edit. Now, obviously, as you can see at this point, for some reason, it started hallucinating. Once the thread is finalized, it says that I'll post it on Twitter with the relevant hashtags and any other relevant information such as images or links. It cannot do that, but this shows you what it really understood, right? And this is exactly what I'm saying, is when you do this, it gives you a full picture of what it understood. And now you can edit the prompt to make sure it is more well-defined, and you can try this step-by-step process for as many times as you want. And this is practice that I do whenever I'm crafting any new prompt. I will do this multiple times to understand. Obviously, I'll also use the actual output that it'll generate to figure out if it's really understanding the prompt itself. But I will do this multiple times so that I can reconfigure the prompt to sort of refine that process a bit. Hopefully you found those 2 tricks useful, and let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions that I may have missed, for sure, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll try to address them within the comments itself. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like the video if you found it useful, and share it with others if you think they'll as well. Subscribe for more of these. With that, let's keep learning. See you on the next one.